their draft looks clean. I think it counters the Morphling. The Egg is probably never going to go off. They have these frontliners that are really annoying, be it the DK, the Tusk, and the Undying, to soak pressure. That being said, though, Xtreme, also a very strong, fast-paced draft. I'm worried about the Magnus because he's their form of initiation to start these fights, and the buffer between them just feels a little strange. Like, usually for Magnus, they were saying, and we always say, you want somebody that goes in first, someone that kind of starts this Havoc so that he can set up a position for it. Who's going to go in first?
Yeah, I'm not really seeing one. You can Nature's Prophet TP in. You can, maybe get a dive out there or something. So it's not really the initiation you want.
Oh my god! I was like, he just said GG.
They're done. They've had enough. Okay,
1-0.
Unpause. Let's go.
JT immediately. Okay, 1-0.
These clowns. That's great. I love that.
Funny guys. Yeah. I mean, I'm curious to see how it's gonna do. And I'm curious to see if this Morphling is going to be able to get to state of scaling, especially, just because he is playing versus this Lina. Also, other things to point out is there's a DK. So besides just instant lockdown versus Morphling, breathe fire versus these high agi, high stat cores. You breathe fire them, the damage reduction is absurd. So I think that's going to definitely cause some issues for the Morph, even in later stages if they get some kind of scaling going. So yeah, let's see how it goes.
A really good last pick, that DK. It feels like it rounds out the draft incredibly nicely. And then, of course, nothing to say playing on this Tusk that's been a menace across multiple different regions. JT facing off against Why You Smile. Needs to be careful about that skewer back onto high ground. Seen that a couple of times there, and takes the stun level 1. LGD, they pick up 3. So the movement down bottom, and I mean, we were in the green room getting ready for the cast, and we saw the first couple of picks, and you immediately said, oh my god, they gave him Lina.
Yeah, I don't know. That's come on. Are people learning? Listen to Quinn. They gave him the Fire Lady.
Right?
It's not a tree Fire Lady, but it's an Undying Fire Lady, and this is a very strong lane. So let's see how they end up dealing with it bottom. They have ways, of course, to skewer under tower and whatnot with the Magnus, but yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure Shiro's just going to free farm. They're just going to stack the decays onto JT, and this Lina's going to be able to do Lina things.
And it's, when we first started this entire tour of DPC, it was Shiro playing on this hero that just made everything work and look good and started LGD off in a hot way. As you can see all the lanes working out right now up on the top side. It's Xiangyu playing on that DK, trying to get something against the DY Ghost lane with the more Phoenix.
Looks like their lanes should be pretty damn strong. Paparazzi already taking quite a beating. Mid lane, I think Paparazzi should be able to come out a little bit ahead, just because, he's Nature's Prophet, the ranged versus Tusk. But I think the Tusk will still be able to farm pretty decent. I think Nothing to Say won't be too pressured by it. But I think the key for Xtreme is making sure Paparazzi does have a good time so that he can make early rotations and try to pressure this Lina.
Yeah, and I wonder if that might even mean bringing in a couple of heroes to shut down that bottle from the Tusk. You have this Weaver playing position 4. I wouldn't hate if LGD rotated Planet in to try and contest a little bit. Make sure that Nothing to Say can get those runes and maybe have a bit of a better time.
Yeah, I mean, they have kill threat. That's the one scary thing. NP, overall, the 1v1 matchup should win the lane. But if Paparazzi's not cautious, they bring an extra hero in, snowball shards, he's trapped, and he actually can just go down. Well,
Planet?
Paparazzi shouldn't really have kill threat onto Nothing to Say at all. Planet, he'll be right.
Drops very low. Did stick around the full duration to make sure that he was able to get that D ward. So placing that sentry back in there in that little sneaky spot in the trees so they can't right-click him while he's going in for those Sakuchis.
Yeah, I like it. Very nicely done. DY trying to get this pull off. Don't think they're going to let him, though. That one creep, maybe? 1 or 2? Planet's going to be there to catch it. Huge wave coming into the DK. He is slowed down a little, 5 and 2, but yeah, has all these creeps coming in, so he'll catch up.
That is really nice for him.
Yep.
Maybe can get a couple of denies in there from Ghost on the Morph lane, but also can play around the stun if they need to. And it's just the XP, right? Like, obviously
so
want the last hits, but this is big for him.
Yeah, he'll be fine. I mean, they can't really push a DK out of this lane. Planet, if he's not careful, could die just to some random sentry or something like that, but I think as the levels come out for the Weaver, this lane does get better and better as Planet trading with DY. He might die here.
Yeah, the nerf onto Sakuchi a couple patches ago really coming into play there and gets brought down to nothing. Has to bring out a salve for himself. I mean, that was one of the main reasons we saw less of this is Paparazzi down low mid will just TP back home.
He can't actually even pressure the Tusk. I thought he would maybe be ahead a little bit. It's not happening. Tusk just too strong of this mid laner. So he's actually going to be ahead in this matchup. And that means, yeah, rotations are going to be even easier for them to go and try to gank Paparazzi.
That's really
like
scary.
If they'd like to, only with the Weaver probably, because Undying doesn't want to leave the side of the Lina's. Yeah, you know, Lina's everything. You always just want to baby her. And Shiro, so we see a lot of, not like a ton of variety at the overall of the game, but Shiro in this part, he started with Windlace, immediately gets the boots, so he doesn't have to worry about getting like caught and skewered under. And speaking of skewer,
some trouble. Why you smile? Gonna actually go out to the north. Did not want to get caught by PYW, and that might keep him alive for a second longer.
Oh, is he gonna get suicide?
Gonna try and go for it. Moves on in, but the shockwave is there. So JT gonna draw first blood at the 4-minute mark.
Nicely done. And I think that's why we're seeing those boots and Windlace on Shiro early. I think most Linas we see, it's the Blades of Attack, straight Falcon Blade, and then you maybe just like even delay your boots for a bit. No, he gets it early on so he can have that movement speed to keep distance. Rune?
Oh, Paparazzi. Ooh. He actually canceled the right click to deny.
Yeah. Oopsie there. NTS will be a very happy boy.
Yeah, level 5 already on this Tusk, and needs to send a Treant up top to deny out that other water. Oh, it already did. It's just a little bug there on the map showing, but it's fine.
I love that graphical bug. You're just like, Rune top! Wait, it's not there.
What happened? God, 6 denies, though, on the Tusk. Still a good amount of last hits for the NP.
Yeah. But the levels are the scary thing, right? It's almost, like, he's like 5.5, so soon to be 6 on the Tusk. And yeah, these rotations, eventually, it's going to come out. I think Power Rune, depending on what Nothing to Say gets, very high kill threat onto this Nature's Prophet.
Tombstone dropped down right on top of the tower in the bottom lane, and Lina just hitting away. Throws out some extra spam onto PYW with another creep wave coming in. Looks like they're going to try and do some chip damage, if possible, onto this tower.
Yeah, decent couple hits there. 7 stacks of the Fiery Soul. We'll back it up, and now Falcon Blade is going to be coming out after Boots Windlace, so has that move speed. We'll have that damage. But a quick early Arcane Boots for JT and PYW. Always needed. Shaman, mana cost of all the spells are insane, and getting these early Arcanes will help them out in the lane decently. Oh, you can get the D-Ward. Nicely done.
Yeah, everything going out that way.
Skewer.
Go back again. They find him. Still hard to kill this Undying. Why you smile? Very tanky. Has stick charges as well as that Soul Rip, so very difficult to bring down that hero.
And are they going to have time now to check the rune? Ares Planet, he's set up in the mid lane. If they get like a DD or a haste, could likely just dive onto Paparazzi, who's just hit 6. So yeah, double sending the supports.
Going down bottom. Right on top of him. Walrus Punch there. It's going to spawn top. It's a haste. And now they bring in the Phoenix, trying to do what damage they can. Paparazzi turned upon. Let's still have those shards. Connects. DY is the one that goes down. Paparazzi trying to push him and actually forces him to walk into tower range. That's enough to get the kill. Paparazzi. Not often that sprouts a highlight, but that's one of them.
That was beautiful. Haste rune will spawn top. They get a bit lucky on the side of Xtreme that it doesn't spawn bottom because he punched, you know, controlled the Nature's Prophet to try to be able to secure it, but a little bit of a trade there. Heavy rotations coming out from Xtreme.
I mean, Paparazzi does need to send his Trance up there to deal with that rune.
They're leaving it. Like, Planet went and kind of faked it. He checked, maybe baiting them to think that he took it, and he's just leaving the room. So Nothing to Say might just like run up there and get it.
Oh man, that one is frustrating. I got to imagine for Paparazzi.
He's just keeping the scout of it there. Nothing to Say. They're just like pretending that he picked it up.
Oh man,
I like it. He's gonna shove the wave in on Nothing to Say, and yeah, now he's gonna be able to have a haste rune to make rotations.
God, all that work to bring so many heroes there to try and deny that rune, and then they just don't go check it.
Uh-oh, DY.
Yeah, I mean, if they want to, they can chase it. Instead, they're going to find Paparazzi. So after the kill on Nothing to Say, they aren't going to go all the way in on him, it looks like. Just trying to mess with him a bit.
He was trying to port bottom. I think they were trying to get aggressive onto the Lina with the TP from the NP, but Nothing to Say quickly just punches him up and resets. Reading the map nicely on the side of PSG.LGD. Top 3... Pretty much top 3 cores farming up right now. Looking good for them at this early start.
Wow. The big one that I'm a little bit surprised has had such a good game has been this DK. 13 denies on the Morph lane up top, but you can see that gets to level 6 about the same time as that Morph, has the 2 points in the Dragon's Blood, feeling perfectly fine, and now pops ulti and just starts punching.
Yeah, there's nothing these two heroes can do versus DK. Phoenix, one of the weaker laners. It's gotten better over time, but definitely still one of those weaker laners that, yeah, there's no way you can pressure DK once he gets this. And then he just breathe fires Morph lane, who'd be down to like 50 damage, so. DY?
Trouble now as the haste comes out and Nothing to Say there with the punch. PYW Turns, tries to get the leash onto Planet, but Planet is just fine.
And now Tower is going to take some hits. Paparazzi makes the way bottom. Maybe trying to pressure Shiro. They get the RP.
That's not bad at all. Do they have enough to bring him down? Shiro in trouble. Shiro pops the stick, tries to walk away, but will go down. So they're going to take a lot of damage onto that mid tower, but that is perfectly acceptable for Xtreme as they get the kill on the Lina.
Need someone to TP mid soon, though. I don't think they want to get this tower hit too much more, and yeah, they will. So Phoenix goes toward the mid lane, but they're going to reflect and push down the bottom lane. Good moves, good response.
Well played.
But at the same time, we see how much damage top was done. So Xtreme, they're making their own moves, but LGD, I don't think they're too fussed about it. Sure, they lose their Lina, which of course feels bad, but the DK is still able to beat on top tower and get 1,500 damage as well.
Yeah, trying to keep this pressure on while simultaneously down bottom. We'll try and go for the deny here, most likely on Shiro. Gets it easily. And the other build that I want to kind of talk about and get your feeling on is this Weaver playing position 4, already 2 Wraith Bands. How much do you think he's going to be able to get done in this game?
I actually thought that he was going to go for the Vessel. I think maybe he still will, since they're playing versus the Morphling and versus the Phoenix. I found him statting up a little bit. I still would really like to see him go for like the Earn Vessel build, though, but we'll see if he does go for that. But he's going to be like he's the backup to make sure that the Phoenix Egg will never happen, right?
Okay.
So there's the Lina that's going to be killing the Egg, and there's also this Geminate attack that usually you're able to just solo it. So I think that's why he's building the Wraith Bands and a little bit of attack speed on this Weaver.
Single-minded in that approach, at least for now.
Yeah. Top.
Stun comes out, trying to bait a reaction from Ghost.
Oh,
and
he
now
went in.
They move on forward. Nothing to say. This is an easy setup. Tries to TP out. That was never going to work. Ghost in trouble, and the Wrath of Nature thrown out, still keeping their eyes on him. Tombstone, the zombies, they're chasing. The rest of Xtreme moves on in, tries to turn this one. They bring in numbers. Paparazzi there too, but Ghost finally going to go down, and now the snowball forward, looking for more. The heal coming out, but Paparazzi nowhere left to go for the Nature's Prophet, and Xtreme, they get punished.
What
Ghost just not really on the same page what was happening there.
No. What a bait, really. I mean, it's a DK, so it's very unlikely you're going to be able to get a solo kill on the Morphling, but he did not expect the rotation. And now they have Catapult mid, shoving in the mid lane. JT's still in the bottom lane, but PSG.LGD making the better moves in this early game. And they're going to take top tower, so 2 towers going to be dropped down from that move.
LGD looking very impressive, as we've seen this entire season. And
Yeah.
for Xtreme, a couple moments of brilliance in there, but overall lacking a little bit.
They might be able to get the DK, actually. He stepped up too far himself.
Yeah, this would be really nice. They get the shockwave for the slow. JT gonna skewer him, RP even. And they will bring down Jianyu. They did get a deny on the tower. Also will get his courier.
Yeah, they're leaving it low. 40 HP left on that one.
Yeah, nice play by Shadow Shaman to get on in there and deny out that mid tower.
Yeah, good play from PYW. High base damage. Nicely done versus, what, 3 heroes? And yeah, might even be able to just deny top. So nice rotation from JT. I'm fine with using RP there for them. The nice turn RP as well, too. Turn them around.
I never figured out how to do that.
It's during the animation of the
Okay.
RP. You can even like shift right click behind yourself as you RP, if I'm not mistaken, too.
Nice.
Yeah.
Paparazzi getting a little bit aggro here by Planet, but they're just trying to push again. Will even glyph to keep their catapult alive now.
Okay.
And, I mean, eventually they're going to have to give this one up. They just can't tank it underneath the tower with Shiro nearby.
Where's JT? Okay, JT's courier did die earlier. I was like, where's his mech? So he's still got a minute left for that one, so they have to be a little careful how they go for this fight now. DK form is back up. And Shiro does punch crazy amount of damage. And he gets the deny. DY is low level, though. No tome available. Still level 5 on the Phoenix. Egg is very unlikely to really do too much in this game anyway, besides just be something that like makes him maybe run away, but I think it just dies 90% of the times in this game.
Kind of a weird Phoenix game, definitely. I mean, obviously, you do have some things like the Magnus. The Sunray's pretty good to heal him back up. Morphling if he's switching over to Strength form, but I'm not exactly sure what the goal is going to be in this one. I guess just Fire Spirits onto Lina, potentially.
If you can
feels
reach,
tough.
yeah, it's definitely feels like a little bit of a hard one. If they can bait, right? If they can bait them onto the egg and then get the RP in the follow-up, that's kind of their play around it, but not going to be easy for poor DY.
Speaking of, DY forced to go for the Icarus dive away as Nothing to Say was coming to threaten.
Mid lane. They've got Serpent Wards. Might not even fully commit it. They will. Okay. That tower.
PYW moves in, gets that one completed. He's trying to work towards shards and a Blink Dagger, but Blink already done on the DK. It just feels like the tempo that LGD is playing at is going to come online a little bit more quickly than what Xtreme is working with.
Yeah, I think that's their kind of the intention for their draft. Well, for Xtreme, it's more about like scaling. You know, they've got this in power. Sure, they don't have a melee hero, but they've got these two massive stat gaining ranged heroes that are gonna eventually utilize it really nicely. You know, once you get level 20, the waveform attack targets with that as well too. Sure, you don't get cleat, but you have so much overwhelming damage. So I think for Xtreme, not too bad based off of this early game, but definitely want to keep it close and keep getting their farm on their 3 cores.
You know what he can do, though? Turns into Tusk, and then he can get the cleave. Let's go.
True that.
All right.
Lockdown.
Nicely done there. Able to catch him right as he was coming out of the time lapse, but Planet will not take enough damage to really be under threat, and he is level 8 on this Weaver.
Yeah. He's bluffing a little bit there, right?
Yeah.
So he's like kind of pretending like he had a little bit more backup. JT doesn't want to throw an RP onto this Weaver who's gone all stats. He's actually not going to be going for Vessel, so looks like he's getting a little bit more control to be able to get this Morphling. He's going for an Atos himself, and PYW
Chased after, but they have him. JT, RP only connects onto 1. They do get the Weaver, nothing to say. Now going to be chased down a bit, trying to get in range for the Sprout there. But PYW actually dies to Why You Smile.
He just comes from above and gets a big decay with the Tombstone. Doesn't mean they'll lose their Tombstone, but that's an RP used for just the Weaver. Nothing to say, gets out scot-free.
And as we've seen in a lot of games out of this region, you know, not super high kill score, not big dives for towers or taking objectives. It feels very even right now, and it's going to come down to some of these later fights, it looks like. And of course, positioning.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that. I actually really like the Lincolns. This is the old school build on the Morphling. What he's playing up against, right? He's not really playing versus any of these silences. It's a DK as their stun and the very few actual targeted spells until way later on. So this could actually protect him for most of this mid game to be able to get that farm into later stages, which is exactly what Xtreme wants to do. Sure, they can throw like the soul rips and stuff like that, but the positioning is difficult for someone like an Undying to do that.
Yeah, he might just get brought down. I mean, to be fair, Why You Smile's probably going to die in a lot of these fights,
Yeah.
but it's how it goes to be the Undying.
Yeah, you usually don't want to get too close to the Morph either, because then he just turns into you and drops Tombstone in a lot of the fights. So.
And he gets the cleave, which is really dangerous. Just imagine the horror. 7-6.
Close game so far. Only 2K for PSG.LGD. I think Xtreme is pretty okay with this so far. Paparazzi, I believe he has Gleipnir, so they actually can take these fights a little bit more frequently, and that's maybe going to be annoying for Nothing to Say. However, he does have BKB. I like that he's safe just going for this rather than going for the deaths all this game.
Planet? Going in this area. They find Paparazzi.
Uh-oh.
He thought about TPing back, but decided not to, and that is going to be a heavy punish.
That ward.
Finding that pickoff is pretty clutch.
He placed that ward about a minute before that, too, on the side of Why You Smile. He literally just like walked in there and put it down, so good coverage to watch the Ancients.
Yeah, they have a couple of them on this side of the map that are just given so much vision.
That's a big kill. Shiro, that might be able to give him the blanket to finish his BKB on the Lina now.
Yeah, because you said, I mean, I think that what happened there, too, was Paparazzi didn't have a TP in his inventory, and so he was thinking about TPing back home and then using the scroll to come back out, but decided to just walk and farm instead. And, well, now they're going to go for a smoke-up play. I think this is what they wanted to do just previously.
Yeah, LGD, it's time to split up a little bit. They might lose Jian Yu for this, though. He's playing pretty far up as this DK. Blink out. Oh, to dodge the Gleipnir. But they still are going to be able to commit for him. The rest of PSG.LGD, though, instantly bail out.
DY catches sight. Icarus dive, tries to keep on him, and there it is. The RP connection, and they will bring down that DK. So they get the counter kill. Is a little bit better, but look at this. LGD wanting to make a pretty crisp move right here.
They've got Tombstone and Flesh Golem with the bugs. This will die pretty fast.
Tag team there. Yeah, this is gone.
It's gone.
And with RP down, I mean, Xtreme now realize what's happening, but they're not going to be able to get here in time. Really good play coming out from LGD.
And now BKB for Lina, so this fight could be disastrous for Xtreme if they're not careful.
They might feel a little bit more confident because they don't have their DK there. They do find the Tusk right at the start. This is pretty big for him. Snowball in on top. There's the BKB used. And, well, Supernova down. That will be the egg that gets off. Shiro turns, tries to get a stun. Just going to bring down JT on the mag, but will lose the Lina. Ghost still survivable in this one. Trying to turn onto YU Smile, see if he can get that kill.
Oh,
Snowball through, and he's just gone. Paparazzi has to run away. PYW in shambles. And it looks like they barely get out right there with the NP.
And they're going to clean up these Serpent Wards if they'd like as well, too. Extra money. They overcommitted pretty hard there on Xtreme. Their egg and everything was down, no RP. They killed Alina the once, but has the second life, and they get the beautiful chain stun onto Morphling right through the Lincolns.
Yeah, getting a little bit greedy with the decision to try and go in for the next round. If they maybe back out after that Lina kill. I mean, to be fair, though, it is a little bit scary trying to back out when the DK is respawning then, too.
Just a bit of an overcommitment there, really.
So we'll see the replay of this one. A nice catch at the start, and would have been huge if they could have brought him down, but just not quite there. And up top, they're going to find the Lina, though. This is real big. Oh my god, Shiro's just in no man's land.
All right, good catch.
And we're back.
Big money. So the other important thing that always is going to be happening in the game, and I was mentioning, you know, this Lincoln's to be able to protect versus the DK stun.
Yeah.
Very important to point out, does not block Snowball. So that's always one of the big things. They will be able to just go right through that Lincoln's. So it does have to be very careful of how he's positioning to nothing to say. Is he doing that on yours? Oh, he's not doing that on the other screen. He's gliding on my screen.
He's doing some cool moves.
He's doing the little dance while he's walking. I guess a little bit of the lag maybe got on my PC, but
what's the animation again? It's like the scary when he's like tumbling or something.
I mean, I wish that it showed it on the PGM. Mine looks hilarious. Oh man. So either way, they lose the Lina, so a good kill for Xtreme, but PSG.LGD still looking pretty good.
Yeah, Lina's top net worth, that's what you want to see. There is also this sort of differential with the Weaver starting to get into a couple of items now.
Yeah.
Just has the Atos completed and queuing up a BKB next on Planet.
He's going for full scaling. They're probably like, the DK is going to start falling off as they jump forward. 5 DY.
Yeah, dead. The Mac not going to be enough to keep him alive.
They want more.
There's a battle going on in the jungle a little bit between PYW and Ghost. Switches into the Weaver. PYW TP's out, but the Atos is there. That's the reveal that they needed. And they will find a kill here on to PYW. So both supports going down for Xtreme.
Yeah, you know, I'm a huge fan of the way the Planet's playing this. Rather than going for Atos or anything. He's 5-1-5, and yeah, their DK, you know, Shanyu keeps getting RP'd and stuff like that. His scaling is going to slow down. He's just going to be initiator, so they want this third core, and it's going to be the Weaver. So I actually really like that. And now kicking up pace. I think they have Dragon Scale, right? Yeah, Dragon Scale Tower is going to get burnt down quick.
And Tier 2 already gone. And the counterplay that was trying to be made by Paparazzi on the other side of the map is just not going to be quick enough. Sending some treants at it will do like a little bit of chip damage, but nothing to write home about.
No.
But BKB is soon online. There is obviously still going to be the Walrus Punch, which is hard to deal with. But at least some extra survivability against these other stuns.
Yeah, he needs it. Even if they still can just go right through it if they collapse onto him. So the DK stun might be a little hard for him to avoid if he's not quick. There's XG. Can they take advantage of any of this downtime from PSG.LGD? It's looking difficult. The map control, the rotations constantly from PSG.LGD. They're, I mean, playing this really clean. They're sending Planet to the tough lane. They're like, okay, bottom lane, the tier 2 is getting pushed. We don't want Shiro caught in side lanes anymore because, you know, we saw him get caught in top. So let that Weaver do the side lane business and just let Shiro take the safe farm.
It seems pretty nice for him. And the other thing there, too, is if you do send in just like 1 or 2 supports to a side lane on Xtreme, the Weaver with his Atos can now probably kill them.
Yeah, he's quite strong versus the supports, especially JT.
Needs to be careful.
He reveals the smoke, at least with the shockwave. LGD, they're just pushing right forward for someone.
They get the blink back, though. So JT, realizing the danger that was coming his way, YU Smile breaks that smoke. On the other side, they jump immediately, find their Morphling. Is it enough, though? The RP comes out in time, and the Sprout, the Gleipnir, the turn is there. A ton of damage as both of those cores go down. Phoenix, ulti on the way, only having lost the Shadow Shaman. And Shiro just going to head back to farm up because they can't take that fight anymore.
JT, what a boss. super ready for that move. Like, instantly gets that RP onto the Tusk. No BKB able to be used from nothing to say. Great control. Good read of the map.
Yeah, it was hiding just behind that tree, and they made a point of showing PYW.
I love that there. They used the... Why You Smile walks in, uses Soul Rip to break the Lincoln so they can get the follow-up stun, but JT's just way too quick. He was almost instant with this RP, the way he was able to get the setup. Great 4-staff play.
Yeah, very well played. And DY there with the heals after, so Ghost was going to be fine no matter what it felt like. And as soon as that comes down, everybody else just has to run away. Oh my god, JT.
He is the most expressive player. Up top, why?
Find up. There's the BKB, and Paparazzi TP's out.
Nice kill.
Yeah, they kind of a lot of BKB to get the Undying kill.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, I think it's pretty okay because they don't want to take a full team fight. Their egg is down, their RP's down, so getting this pick off with it is pretty nice. Okay. Got to be careful for the next, 70 seconds or so, but good aggressive move gets them to a pretty okay spot. He's building the AC as well too, so trying to protect versus all this physical. Pretty good for Paparazzi. I mean, these solo kills matter so much. You get so much gold out of them. 450 even for an Undying.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's so much gold. Well, Shiro and the rest of LGD going to head up to the top rating or Dire jungle and try and take over this area while Planet's pushing out the lane.
I mean, RP is going to be back up, so is the egg, but they're trying to get this surround. They know the BKB is down on Paparazzi, so if they find him, he's just very likely dead.
They are going to take over this outpost.
And
the big jump is there. They find one already gone. DY stunned, and now the rest of the cores are going to try and TP out. JT, the bugs get on him. Oh my god. Planet was right there.
So close.
Radiant's middle tower is
but they do manage to escape.
Yeah, big plays. PSG.LGD just swing in, just full aggression. Poor PYW just gets one-shotted from the Tusk. We'll be seeing that a lot, of course, from this. If they get any vision of the supports, they're likely just dead. And still BKB, is it back up for NP? Okay, it is back up. They have great vision, though. This ward, it's a sneaky one. It sees the two cores. GD, they're already going for this surround. They have a ward themselves, though, so they see Shiro. 25 seconds left on their lane ward. And yeah, they'll back it up.
They recognize that danger.
Nice.
Also, Xtreme, after taking that tier 2 tower bottom, have access to the outpost, but both of them held by LGD.
Yeah, they had it for, what, I think they had the possession of it for like 10 seconds or 20 seconds, and then got killed and taken away.
Getting closer to both of the main cores, going for the Scotty, it looks like, for Lina and Morph. Morph, a good way towards it on Ghost.
Lina's is going to be really impactful versus the double range cores. Just getting that extra slow, and of course that, health reduction kind of thing versus the Morphling.
Yeah, haven't seen the Spirit Vessel you're talking about, no Shiva's Guard yet. That's going to be the first thing that they use to really try and shut down that Agi shift.
Yeah, it's really good game for it. And just builds like a small casual crit in between too. So tons of damage going to be coming up from Shiro.
Look at this move from Xtreme. This is a really aggressive play that we haven't seen from them yet.
They have everything up. They're pretty damn strong still in these team fights. Even though they're 4K behind, their team fight, if they're able to land these RPs from JT, is very powerful.
And LGD may be aware of this, playing back in their base completely. So recognizing what could be coming their direction, Paparazzi is shoving out that top lane with Weaver nearby. And LGD, they're going to go for a counter smoke now.
Okay.
This positioning could favor Xtreme a lot.
Let's see JT. Oh, man.
He's looking for it there. Oh, dude, smoke break.
He gets
Pull back onto both of them. The RP to follow up. They get the BKB off and the snowball save. Do they have enough, though? The Phoenix Egg up on the high ground. The stun's going to be big, but it's going to explode first. They kill it off. Paparazzi trying to stand his ground, but Shiro off to the side, gets turned in the way, and he's almost going down, but barely going to survive. PYW gets the control on and nothing to say. So this fight, it kind of goes horrifically for Xtreme after what looked like a great initiation, but they will find Planet. Everybody took so much damage that they can't really come back in and defend. Zhonyu tries to, but that might just get him in trouble. Also, Ghost there with the shards block off. But they don't want to chase under the tier 2 with Shiro coming back.
I mean, it was a bit fortunate the way it starts, too. JT, he actually goes for the skewer play only on the DK, because that's all he saw with the smoke. And then it's like, oh, I got a Lina, too. But Lina gets BKB off. Nothing to say is there to bail her out as well, too, with the snowball, and they're able to full commit on Egg. If Egg explodes, disaster for PSG.LGD, but really good recognition from them to be able to take it out and focus it.
Well played by JT to get both of them there, yeah. And I mean, yeah, if they had that vision, or rather if it was just a little bit higher, I think it was on the stairs.
I think so.
If it was up on the high ground, that probably goes off.
And look at, like, even if there's a Maelstrom proc or something on Shiro at the end, he dies. But he's able to get away with like 100 HP.
So crazy.
So, I mean, so well played really by the Tusk. But you can see Xtreme, like, very powerful. And now they're actually the ones committing into the Roche Pit themselves.
This is a big win for them here if they can get this. Scotty done. So this is a timing where, and actually, you see Lina going back for Daedalus instead.
Yep. Gonna go Daedalus first and then go back for Scotty likely, but Xtreme.
They have vision now. They see the bug. They try and get it, but Ghost already Aegis in hand. Finds it, turns now onto Jiang Yu. The block off is there from the Sprout. He has nowhere left to go. Nothing to say. Tries to jump in, finds and kills PYW.
Ghost down too.
Is he going to pay for this though? Shiro turns, starts punching. JT in trouble.
Ghost
Respawns, but immediately starts getting dropped and gets obliterated. Paparazzi gonna fall. The Lina is just too strong. Fire Lady, not balanced.
Nope, Fire Lady just got Daedalus right before the fight. Just plows right through the Morphling, even through the Aegis. They do use 2 buybacks for it, but well worth it on the side of PSG.LGD. I mean, nothing to say is just deleting the Shaman every fight. Like, PYW is not getting to play Dota. He's 0-8.
That is grim.
He's literally just getting one shot every fight. With the Quiver in combination with the Deso. See you later, Shaman.
And dude, they bought out. They bought out on both of those cores, so no buyback for Nature's Prophet or the Morphling. I mean, LGD is going to be able to get so much here, it feels like.
I mean, it really is great targeting coming out from PSG.LGD. Just Shaman is the control that they have to deal with, and he's just literally not getting to play because of nothing to say. RP is up now, but was on cooldown during the midst of all that.
The second glyph is really important here. If they can just keep this to one set of racks, or maybe even find a way to stop them from taking it or punish on the way out, that would be huge. 10 seconds left against NP. JT needs to be careful about his positioning. Would love to find one of these heroes on the retreat, but they drop the tombstone, and that secures the escape.
Huge fight for PSG.LGD. That was XG's moment to perhaps just kind of take over the game with that Roche advantage, but I mean, amazing team fights. PSG.LGD, their targeting is just incredible.
How did Ghost die here?
I mean, just sheer right clicks. I think he gets caught twice by LSA.
Yeah, that's rough.
Like, look at this. The first one hits, he's going to die pretty much full to 0 from it, and then he's going to respawn, and Shiro, I think, just focus fires him. Like, JT, look, his RP is not up yet. It's still 1 second, so gets caught from the next LSA, and then they just full focus him. 1 second, right? If they had the RP when they get the initial skewer on Shiro, they'd probably win the fight.
All those timings coming together and just a little bit too fast trying to go for that Roche. How many times have we seen these Roche plays be the thing that turns it around? And, you know, Xtreme going for it at that moment, how one hurts.
Yeah. Just split-second things, you know. Like, these type of games, sometimes it is decided from 1 or 2 seconds on these, like, big cooldowns. LGD. You can still see, though, Xtreme, they lost the Rex, but they're still very able to take these team fights because of how farmed their 2 cores are. They're both empowered up, so they do crazy damage. And now they've hit 20 on the Morphling, too. So waveform attack targets, tons of damage. If they do get a multi-hero RP, they're just going to get deleted.
I would love to see them play aggro because there's still this window. I mean, it's not going to be there for much longer, actually. About to be Satanic done on Lina.
Yeah, it goes for more survivability rather than actually like doing the damage and reducing Morphling. They're like, we actually have enough. We don't need the health reduction. We don't need the slow. We just need this Lina to live.
But that does also mean no buyback.
Yeah.
2,000 gold away from it for her.
Still queuing up the Scotty afterwards. Gonna have some inventory issues, perhaps. But eventually we'll be able to swap stuff around.
BKB done for Planet. Trying to go into the Gleipnir next.
I like it. He is scaling. He's almost got same net worth as JT.
The way that this game is going, I mean, you can see the way that if the RP gets off, they will just absolutely decimate LGD, but there's a lot of ways to cover it. You've got the snowball save after.
And they don't have, like we mentioned earlier, right? Like what Panel was talking about, they don't have someone to cause like full havoc right away for him to get position. JT's having to just like do it on his own clutch. So it's not the easiest real task for him by any means.
No. And
yeah, their Shadow Shaman just, 1,200 HP. Literal one-shot potential every time versus this Tusk, who also has now hit 20. So plus 75% wall response. He's dead. The Shaman is dead in one
Dude,
hit.
buy some bracers. Like,
Wraith Bands, let's go.
like,
Wraith
yeah,
Bands.
Wraith Bands.
Wraith
Yeah.
Bands, PYW.
I feel he's got 1,000 gold right now.
I
He
mean,
needs it.
They're not going to save him. Even I think 2 Wraith Bands,
It's not enough.
I don't think they even save him anyway. Like, there's the Quiver as well, too, so it's just overwhelming damage from Tusk.
Game is hard.
Game is definitely hard. The 2 supports, we knew it was going to be difficult for DY, but PYW seems to be having a harder time. They have 14 deaths between the 2 of them.
It has been a rough game to be a support on the side of Xtreme Gaming, but the damage is there if they can find it.
If they can find it. It's all, I mean, all the pressure in the world really on JT.
That is the position he's been in a couple of different games that he's been played.
I mean, it's so many games where I think we've cast and he's been this Magnus where it's all of it on him. They're just like, good luck, JT, all on you, baby. And JT, you know, we see those big smiles sometimes, but sometimes not.
Sometimes he looks just a little dead inside.
Yeah, you know. I mean, it's when you get all these poor offlaners, all the pressure on them.
It's rough, man.
Still keeping it between 4K. So yeah, still, if they can land those, if they can connect with these spells, there's still potential for XG to take these team fights.
He's going in for an Aeon Disc even.
Yep.
So
they're
the
gonna
smoke
smoke.
up.
All right, see what they can find.
Dire Scan, it just clips.
It's a fresh BKB on Ghost, so can protect himself if he's not initially stunned versus the LSAs in particular.
So they know they're up there on that high ground Extreme.
Definitely not a place you want to fight on Xtreme, though. Versus Tombstone, it just gets dropped on high ground and you're going to have issues. So they're going for a long wraparound to try to find the Lina in the back.
Ooh, they just saw it. The Dragon Slave came out. Do they have another ward to place as they head forward?
They see
Shiro
Shiro.
right on top. RP pulls him back in, immediately drops the egg, trying to kill him off in time. But the snowball save was there yet again. They turn onto the egg, and it comes out in time. They kept him in the snowball for too long. Why you smile now in trouble? DY starting to drop the planet, but for once, he's going to live through a fight. As they find another, that's the DK. This is the fight that they were waiting for.
Where's the smiles? Let's see JT. He's probably laughing up a storm. He's like, gotcha. Yeah, look at him. He knows he got him. Found the Lina, found Shiro. The snowball, yeah, he kept him inside it a bit long, right? The egg is down, pops immediately when BKB Satanic comes off, and Shiro can't actually keep himself alive. Now we go the other way. XG have a huge window to get Arax themselves.
And I wonder if they had BKB out from Lina at that point, they might have been able to kill that egg. But again, moments, seconds, that's all it takes.
That's all it takes.
And no buyback right now on the Undying, on the DK. Paparazzi pushing in bottom. This could be a set of racks here very easily. I don't know if you even want to buy back.
I don't think so. They don't have enough buybacks. They can only buy back the 2. They might just lose 2 sets.
This is really rough for LGD.
Huge team fight. As they walk confidently onto high ground, they take the right approach. If they go up the other way, boom, they get dropped on Tombstone and might just have a lot of difficulty. But they find the literal perfect jump onto the Shiro. JT, what a boss.
He's been making it happen for him all tour. And as we said, all the pressure in the world. The big part, of course, as you can see this replay here, is being able to get that egg down far away from everybody else. And yeah, kept him in this snowball for a while, and DY just gets the last minute stun. I think he was waiting for the stun to wear out or something, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, or they, I don't know, something just went completely wrong for them. They didn't have Planet being able to focus it or anything either. As XG, I don't think you could ask for a better fight there.
Exactly what they wanted. XG finding their moment. And 6K gold the other direction. 22-19.
And the supports get to live a fight. PYW gets like 2,000 gold. He gets his Glimmer Cape now finished up. He's also got 1,500. DY has 4K gold. A huge swing.
Back to 80% now the other direction. And of course, as we've said many times throughout this tour, no lead feels safe in this patch.
No, definitely not. Still can go completely the other way if he can't find the RP, of course, because PSG.LGD has explosive damage themselves too if they get the initial grab. But a definite blanket of comfort for XG. Especially with this ward. You know, this ward is kind of the one that decided that jump to be able to find Shiro, and they still are playing around it.
Yeah, it was one last Dragon Slave coming out from Shiro to try and like keep up those stacks. And now they find another, but the Yule Scepter there to catch JT. Well, and this, but he goes in. They find the RP and goes right on top of him. Shiro trying to escape, pops that Satanic, but a little bit too strong. What's 28 HP? Holy moly, he lived.
He's able to get out, but some buybacks.
And Planet, he is going to die.
Okay. Okay.
I can't believe Shiro lived there.
I mean, kind of lucky. If he gets hit with a crit or something like that, will just die, but ends up surviving on low ground. The Scotty is very effective. Ghosts, you see the Satanic popped, but Shiro can't actually stand and fight versus this Morphling because of the health reduction.
And what a play by JT.
I mean,
4-step in, RP back.
What a boss, really.
He has had a hell of a play this entire game.
I cannot believe it. It was like, what, 10 HP actually, and then it ticks up a little bit. Holy moly. Other fun things to point out. I love Paparazzi's adaptation to the build. He's not going for full carry because he's got Morphling. He built a Halberd and stuff too. So now definitely harder for them to focus fire egg and all those kind of things. So XG, definitely doing it right now.
Getting everything that they want out of this.
Yep.
And showing some of the ways to deal with the Lina. I mean, we're sort of harping a lot on how strong this hero is, how could you let it through, but it feels like Xtreme have come up with what they think is an answer. And we saw a similar thing in Europe where people were running the Enigma into it, just these BKB-controlled giant spells and just throw them solo onto the Lina.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's now multiple times that they've been able to just... It's all committing onto Shiro, so the pressure now for nothing to say feels a little bit hard. He's going to be going for a Hex of his own, and let's see, does anyone have... I mean, they can't really go for anything like Nullifier now to be able to take out the Aeon Disc of JT. That's going to take time, and I don't see a Witchbane on them. So they don't have a way to just insta-kill JT. 10 seconds for RP.
Still this ward up here. And if they break this smoke onto it, it's a scary time. They see everybody. JT sees them all. Do they want to go? DY immediately blows up one. Ghost turn. Need to be careful. JT, he's waiting for his moment. Off to the side. RP ready. The egg is down.
They're on Shiro.
It is going to die. And, well, they'll find one. But that is a huge one. And now another drops two. Planet in trouble. He's going to get shard. He's going to get snowballed. Ultra kill for Ghost. This Morphling is a problem.
The empowered Morphling, look at the base damage. 500 damage with those crits. Undying dies instantly. So now we're seeing why you Smile have the same issues PYW has had, as he may just go down here himself too again.
The Yule is a nice adaptation, but it is not going to be enough to keep him alive. Although LSA, all right, Chio doesn't want to test it.
Huge window brought open now, XG though. Aegis, Cheese, Refresher Shard. Now they've got the double RPs to be able to control this Lina and get on top of her. XG are doing it.
The other thing that they've been trying to do, I think, is find the Lina with like the sprout leashes, and then you obviously can't snowball it, but nothing to say. He's been doing a pretty good job of making sure that he's off to the side with those snowball saves.
He's one-shotting the Shadow Shaman, and then he's going for these snowball saves over and over again.
DD for Ghost.
Oh my god.
Can they close this one out now?
I mean, watch where you see his damage.
It's going to be a lot. Ghost's going to be very happy with the way this is going. Oh, he bought a bottle.
Yeah, I like it so he can hang on to it. And we actually don't even see... We didn't see the real damage of him. It says plus 137. On mine, it's plus 225. So he's actually doing more damage than we see on the actual screen right now for the moment when he is buffed up.
So strong. Lincoln Sphere done for the Lina. It's not going to save you from the RP. Yeah, obviously, a little bit of a buffer there against the Shaman. But game still feeling incredibly hard for LGD.
Yeah, XG. I mean, it's all about JT, right? And he's been delivering time and time again as RP's up in 15, and as we said, Refresher Shard, and now he's got Ninja Gear too for positioning.
Dude, he's going for an Arcane Blink after.
All right, I like it.
That is cool.
It's an insane amount of duration of control, but also it's the instant cast on that RP too.
Looks like a Rubik.
Yeah. Waits placed down. There's already a sentry from PSG.LGD, but JT
pulls back one. Why you smile? Finds that Yule Scepter. Control is there. Aeon Disc, 4-staff. There's the pullback. Shiro, how you doing? Finds him again. JT gets second one, and yeah, that's going to just about do it. Forces out the buyback. JT keeps finding him. Keeps finding hero after hero. He is having a ball as Shiro will manage to get a little bit of separation, but GG is called. XG come in clutch, and JT, it's all smiles.
I mean, JT, by far the MVP this game. Ghost comes out with a pretty explosive kill score, I believe. 18, 3, and 5 on the Morphling, but it's all JT. He gets the perfect RPs when it's needed. When they're a little bit behind, they find the Lina.